possible. Our football is coming back. We'll be a stronger force. We'll be the most loved sport, and together we will ignite passion and create wealth for each one of us.
So we'll be smiling, and I'm sure that trip back to the capital in Accra here would be a good one for them. It would be a very short trip because this time they've beaten Nsoatreman by 2-1. This is the second time Heartfolk have visited the Nsoatreman Park, and they're coming away with all 3 points. Good win for them, and the second half was a good one as they came back to score 2 goals. The second one was a thing of beauty as Cisse powered it into the net there. So the full-time statistics on your screens there is Nsoatreman had 48% of possession, with Heartfolk having 52% of possession. 3 shots on the Phobians and 2 for Nsoatreman, with 3 corner kicks being awarded to Nsoatreman to Heartfolk 2. 6 offsides went against Nsoatreman, and Heartfolk had 4. 24 fouls were committed by the home side to Heartfolk 17. 2 yellow cards to Nsoatreman and 3 to Heartfolk. No red card in this game, but the most important statistics in football, that is the scoreline. Heartfolk winning by 2-1. My name is Mutala Yakubu. You're still watching Star Times at the patch channel 247. Coach Ebenezer Sefa is here, and of course Nanedu is here as well, and you will be hearing from Coach. Full-time Heartfolk coming from a goal down to win 2-1. The second goal from was a thing of beauty.
Well, I think that Heartfolk played better in the second half. I mean, as we discussed during the recess, and how Heartfolk needs to move just around the box, having one player behind the 2 strikers, and I think they did exactly that. And for me, I think that Heartfolk played better in the second half than Nsoatreman. And of course, the chances that came, they took them. And for me, I think that Cisse's control, and I think I have to give credit to Linda. That ball that he sent to Cisse, if he had given the pass to Hamza was in an offside position.
Yes.
So he had composure and then laid the pass to Cisse, who also had control, and then blast the ball just beyond goalkeeper Ouattara. And for me, I think Heartfolk in midfield. I spoke about Otanga in midfield. I told you that when he sits in front of the back four, he will be able to fight and make sure that the Salim and then Salifu will come good, and then Linda. And for me, I think that Heartfolk has done very well. They've really done very well. I think that Kosa came back to himself, and since the mistake that he made, he was fantastic, making sure that Stephen Dio will be out of the game. He was out of the game. Manaf was played out of the game by Otanga, and I think tactically, Heartfolk was super in the second half. Maswell could not do. For me, I think some of his players didn't live up to expectation, not just because they didn't live up to expectation. Heartfolk tactically made sure that they will not play. So congratulations to Coach Ouattara. Okay,
now let's go back to the first goal that Nsoatreman scored. That was early in the game where Kosa made that mistake. It was a mistake that was looking like it was going to cost Heartfolk in the day. That first control, Nanedu, that was poor touch from him.
Yeah, I think they initially thought that he wanted to control the ball first before he passed. But I think it was a wrong decision from Dennis Kosa. And there was misunderstanding and miscommunication between him and the central defenders for Heartfolk Football Club. So that is the reason why it resulted to that goal. So it was a poor decision making from Dennis and Kroma Kosa in the Heartfolk team. But it was a brilliant goal from Nsoatreman.
No, so at this point, Nsoatreman were Fuseni there scoring that goal for them. That was the opener. They went into the break with a 1-0 lead. But then in the second half, it was an unfortunate one as Salif Ibrahim's cross came off an Nsoatreman defender and went straight into the post. Coach, how unlucky could Nsoatreman have been in that instance?
No, you see, when you are under pressure, you sometimes be in a position whereby you don't expect to be there. Sometimes you take decisions that you are not supposed to take. And football, I always talk about luck. Luck comes in when you put in effort.
So you create your own luck?
Of course. You see, when you don't put in effort, how would the luck come? If the cross has not come in from Salifu, would the luck have come for him for that ball to have entered the net? So for me, I think that it also counts. But per the position of Salifu and how he intended sending the ball in, the defender also wanted to clear. And at the end of the day, he found the ball at his own back of the net. But I think that as the folks started the second half, very aggressively. They started the second half very well, and I think that it paid off. The introduction of Kakari in the second half also paved. Just look at how it happened. If they can go back for us to see, Salifu wanted to send in an in-cross, in swing for the striker, either Hamza or Cisse to pounce. But look at the position of the Nsoatreman player. He was trying to block the ball, but unfortunately for him, the position of the goalkeeper also didn't help him because he never thought his player was going to, the ball was going to deflect either on the thigh or probably on the shin of his colleague. And hey, hallelujah to Salifu.
It's been a long time I saw a second 45-minute like this from House of Hope. In fact, no cry back up. The last time I mean a 45 minutes like this from House of Folk was the first season of Samuel Bodu, when he switched from Mediema to House of Folk. And I see that thing happening under Coach Ouattara. He's doing a great job. One of the difficult grounds, and you are down by 1 goal to nil in the first half. You come back to win by 2 goals to 1. Because a coach now arrival. It's a game like in the Nsoatreman game. And I'm happy about the performance of House of Folk Football Club. Okay. The inclusion of Kasim Cisse and Salim Adams added something to the House of Folk team. And people will understand the reason why this Kasim Cisse boy is starting ahead of Isakuka and Kashara Ramos. When you see the House of Folk central defenders even getting the ball, they try to locate Kasim Cisse, and it's helping House of Folk Football Club. And the performance now complemented what Hamza Issa is doing on the field. Today, Hamza didn't score, but I think Kasim had a good game, and I'm happy for them with a 2-1 win in the proper away game in the Ghana Premier League. Massive result for House of Folk.
Coach, let's analyze the second goal that House of Folk scored. I mean, the connection between Cisse, Kosa, and even the run of Hamza was also brilliant because it was more or less 3 against 1 in that instance. Yeah, this.
You see, when you see strikers running, and I love the back heel of Cisse, he saw Kosa coming.
Okay.
He saw Hamza in front of him, but he chose the best option by killing the ball to Kosa, who was running to space.
Okay.
Watch Kosa. Kosa could have given Issa, but Issa was in an offside position.
Okay.
But looking at the 2 defenders, he has no option than to give the ball to Cisse. And just watch the control of Cisse.
The first control.
Yes, I've been saying it here. Your first control determines the direction of the angle or probably position where the ball goes. Yeah. And it was a blast. There was no way the goalkeeper could have handled it. There was a blast. So a perfect goal from House of Folk. When there's a counter, watch the runs of your attackers or probably your offensive players. And House of Folk did it very well. Super.
So super goal from House of Folk. You saw that back heel from Cisse, intelligent play. Because my first instinct was that he was going to pass the ball to Hamza. It looks like Hamza was a bit was some yards in an offside position.
Ouattara, in every football game, moments are very important in decision making. House of Folk, when you look at their first goal from Salif Ibrahim, that touch from Lenda Ntange, most players will go down. But the way of stretching here at the mark, Salif Ibrahim was important. That pass from Kasim Cisse to Dennis Kosa with the back heel was crucial moments for House of Folk Football Club. So when you are watching football games, there are things we don't talk about. Moments defines how the game will go. And the most important moment in this game was that touch from Lenda Ntange to Salif Ibrahim and Kasim Cisse to Dennis Kosa. That has brought the 2 goals for House of Folk Football Club. The pre-assist before the assist is crucial. And those 2 moments for House of Folk, it defined Nsoatreman. And I'm happy for the boys. In recent times, there've been a lot of bashing on these guys. House of Folk believe they've bought the best players in the local scene. In fact, let's look at the 18 teams in the Ghana Premier League and their squad. The size, the maturity of their players, the quality of the players. House of Folk has one of the best in the local scene. In every position, they can boast of 2 quality players who can fight for any other team in the local scene. The only player who played all the 17 games in the first round, in the 2 games on the bench, it's normal because the one who is playing is doing well under the new coach. He will have to fight back to come into the team. Then the squad will be after 11 to Sata is back into House of Folk team over to know. Because 11 to Sata arguably was the best left back last season in the Ghana Premier League. Now he's on the bench. Look at the central defense. On paper, my first choice will be Calvin or CSB and David of Wafrani. But they're winning me, and of course, Kofi Abesima are starting. So it tells you the kind of quality players House of Folk ever. And I think going away like this to Nsoatreman is like going to Century. Nsoatreman it's like going to Kumasi and win against Kotoko. Nsoatreman is like going to Doma and picking the maximum win. So for House of Folk to go there, even though I'm unsure of that in the Premier League, to get the maximum 3 points, a big statement. Edema Abubakar Ouattara.
Coach, what does this mean for Abubakar Ouattara? Prior to the game, he said he's watched a lot of games with Nsoatreman and he studied them tactically. He's come in and won 2 games on the bounce for Heart of Folk.
Work in progress. Work in progress, and in the next game against Bofokata at the Accra Sports Stadium, I'm sure the fans are going to be all over the stadium. And for me, I think that he's doing a very good job. He has really studied the House of Folk team, how many weeks down that he took over. And I think that the one who briefed him or gave him the report on the House of Folk team has done a yeoman's job. And for him to also work with the boys and psychologically he's been able to know who is ready, who is not ready. I think he's a very good coach. I mean, of course, he knows the system. He understands how we play our game. He understands what we do here in Ghana. And for me, I think that he's doing a very good job. Work in progress. He only needs support. And when it doesn't go well, they still need to support him. But for me, I think that going all the way to Nsoatre to pick that maximum point, that was his first time of going away from home. His first game was against RTU, a team that just had 3 training sessions before the league resumes. But now you have a team that has been doing very well away from home, have a good coach, have a very good team, but you've been able to go all without any, we've done so much by conceding, coming back, the pep talk in the dressing room, stick to the players, stick to the system that he played, and you watch the goal that they score. You saw where I was talking about Linda behind the 2 strikers, Salifu on the left, Salim on the right, and it does exactly what they did, and they had their first goal. But for me, I think that he's doing something good. He mentioned Afrani Opon, he mentioned SCB. These are guys on a day, you give it the opportunity, they will play. But their replacements have proven that, look, we can also do. Michael Ampadu is on the bench. Who thought that Amankwabe Efi will play 2 games under the new coach? Though that is not his regular position. The coach has improvised. It tells you that he's a very good coach and he can give roles to players that will do very well. House of Folk has got a good team. They need to support the team. And if it doesn't go well, they still need to support the team. And of course, it's still young. We have just 2 games. We have about 14 games to go. So let's see what happens.
Mutala, when you look at the House of Folk team, in the first 50 minutes, when you change VR, it's the same personnel on the pitch. By tactical switch, bring Salif Ibrahim here, let Lenda and Tange stand behind the 2 strikers. And make it all the trick for House of Folk Football Club in scoring those 2 goals. So it tells you how our coach, next bench, are all study the opponents to make the right decision in the second half. That is one thing some of these experienced coaches are watching the young guys coming up. To study the game, know what happened in the first half, switch to a different system in the second half, they produce results. And happen simple like this. And I think the House of Folk coach, Bibi said, I'm say, maturity in terms of coaching, Obi. And I think it will help us to work in the second round.
Coach, this is some kind of a dent on Nsoatreman's title hopes. How does Maxwell Kunedu and the boys recover from this? 4 games against Heart of Folk, 4 defeats.
He's a big coach. They are not playing the league against only House of Folk. They have to put it behind them and then work towards the rest of the matches. At the end of the day, by the position, I'm sure it's still within the top 4 or top 5.
Yeah.
So they can still work around it. I mean, they've lost against House of Folk. House of Folk have been superior in their last 2 games. I'm talking about Maxwell Kunedu, that House of Folk team in Shea Maxwell. They've been able to beat him back to back. So I think that House of Folk has now come strong. And going forward, I think that Nsoatreman needs to forget about this. But the talking was too much, especially from the general manager. No, you see, if I had listened to him on radio,
Eric Alagi, the general manager,
if you had listened to him on radio, you ask yourself, is he the one going to play the game? And for me, it brings a lot of love. It brings a lot of good. And
he created a lot of buzz around this game, and it's good for our league.
Of course, but at the end of the day, you are playing House of Folk. or either Kotoko. I mean, sometimes I was telling Papani Osofagos this morning, he called to ask me about my opinion about the House of Oak game, and I told him that, look, on paper House of Oak can win, but it depends on what the coach brings on board. This is a game that can go either way, but the House of Oak have something that with my show.
Yeah, you said it even prior to the game.
I'm sure Papani
they like to silence their opponents.
I'm sure Papani will be laughing. And for me, I think that the one who analyzes House of Oak players to the coach, Ouattara, has done very well.
Coach,
in fact, right from there.
Yeah. I'll come back, but the coaches are ready to speak to us, and it has been an interesting one. Has winning by 2-1. Let's go back to the Nana Kramansa Park.
Hello, coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How would you describe this game?
We played bad 45 minutes. The first half is not our game. In the second half, when I tell the boys, because we saw some mistakes in the defense, correct that. By grace of God, thank God, we get the chance to score the 2 goals.
But it was amazing how within 1 minute of the second half, they got the equalizer. After that, they kept dominating and chances. What exactly did you tell them?
Yeah, I tell them that this team, we can beat them 4-1, 3-1. We can do it. Play your game. But we have the problem with the pitch. It's big, it's good, it's fine when you're looking. But inside we have the problem. This grass is not for the football like Accra Sports Stadium. This is the problem. But we accept it. We adapt to our game on the pitch.
But were you confident you will win the game when you consider the first goal?
Yes, I tell them in the dressing room, this match is 3-1. We can win 3. I tell them it's 3-1. But you see, we mixed a lot of goals. But this is not a problem. We will continue to work and maybe
Let me ask you this. There seems to be some positive understanding between Cisse, Linda, and Salifu. What have you done with these boys?
We are working on the training ground. Come and see.
Your next game is against Bofakwa. Now it's 2 wins, 2 games, 2 wins for Ouattara. The fans are shouting that you are their. What should they expect from you moving into the subsequent games?
I thank all the fans. I pray, I'll tell them to come and support this team. The team is for the supporters. It's not for the board members or anybody, but it's for them. If you support us, I think we can do the better things. We need the support of all the fans.
Thank you and a safe journey to Accra.
Thank you, my brother.
Hi, coach. Bad day at the office. Your impressions about the game?
Yeah, it was a very difficult game. I think when we came in the second half, we lost a little bit of concentration because the instructions were clear. My midfielders, 1 goal, 1 stage. They failed to abide by it and we conceded. I mean, when you leave or you leave your back four open, that is what happens. And we had a ball, we were going to score. They all left their post and the counter-attack happened. And because when Haas came in the second half, when they started playing the 4-4-2 diamond, that means they didn't have wingers. And that is what we instructed our boys to play through the wing so that we can hit them at their weakest point.
Is it a matter of the boys not responding to your tactics?
First 10 minutes, they were not. I don't know what happened. Because the instructions were clear. And that is why we kept shouting and shouting and shouting. I think a lot of people heard us. But then, that is football. Now we have seen it. I think we'll go back, train and make sure we do the right things the next time.
The House of Oak coach says he realized a lot of loopholes in your defensive area. He capitalized on that in the second half. Did you also realize that?
They have the height advantage. And that is why I told them anytime there is a long ball coming in, Isaka, Phillips, Mark, Bote comes in as the third person to pick the second ball. We did that perfectly in the first half. We led them by a long goal. But in the second half, I thought that it got into them and they lost concentration because when they came in with a 4-4-2 diamond, it was quite clear and everybody saw it. And I expected my boys to at least tread cautiously. when Manaf was going, Bote was supposed to stay. But then Manaf went, Bote also left. That's how come the counter attack came and we couldn't defend.
Would you admit this is one of your worst second half performances this season?
Exactly. Normally we don't lose second half games. But then that is football. We have accepted our mistake. We've lost and we have taken it in good faith. We lost concentration and that is part of football. We have accepted it in good faith. We also won a match away from home. So though it's painful, everybody is finding it difficult to take. But this is where some of us will come in to make sure that we calm their nerves and make sure that we do very well next time.
There will be nothing better to use to calm their nerves by winning your next game. Unfortunately, it's a home game against Dreams FC. How do you intend to go into that game?
I think we have to prepare very well. That is all we can do. We need to prepare very, very well and wait for Dreams. Otherwise, I heard that maybe it may be postponed, and that is what it will take time. And the fans will wait and wait and wait and wait. But at long last, we need to make them happy. We just have to make them happy next time.
Better luck next time.
Thank you very much.
Salifu, congratulations. Maba Nsoatreman Babeshe and Nsoatreman by 2-1. Who game the same?
Any kind of young because every preparation week we see now must win game na deba because second round now starting this year no say you come match after match and I see league ni say be dia say away plan say a whole match nebo some motivation a coach in the amaya after the game no enya mas more 3 points
na omusha mu first goal no am call dressing room second half no then a coach ni catch am buy am team betting etika ni share
no yeah bani nyina no ono ade other share team say everybody can share first goal and somebody can share first goal but omusha ya mama ni mu yabam still now young keep working hard when say sad no some mentality no do team and na boy me nya mas more win
na coach for our be who ni say
yeah what the unity about team because there was a team no when say the point for internet team kwa dia everybody.
We come winning man of the match, Makumaku 4. What's about your performance this season?
Nyango Pandum, and we working hard. So because match be me come serious because me na because the Emre be atwa munam yen me pese me continue yes hard because priaba can say me game see am I fit no me say me ko that level na
sabon na wo sha na wo pass
yeah na me bo ahye na sabo akwa na sa kan unti na ehya na
set. So that
what we said here come out. Mentality of the boys was to go all out. You can beat them, get the equalizer, and then let's be at them. And you could clearly see a different Otanga in second half, different Linda in the second half. Hamza running all over the place. Look at CC, and of course Salifu was better in the second half than the first half. So it clearly tells you that what he told them in the room has really worked. But what I heard him say was, you can beat the team 2, you can beat them 3, you can beat them 4. So meaning that creating of chances with the ball. on.
Coming on the Nsoatreman team. So, when you're coaching out the bench, when you realize that you put pressure on your boys at least to maintain the standard and at least hold on to the win that you are having before they came in. So I think it was crucial for Nsoatreman. But the House of Folk team in the second half was a different team. The kind of pressure they put on the Nsoatreman team, they were all on their defense, trying to make sure they get the needed goal that they are looking for in the second half, and that is what worked for the House of Folk team.
And House of Folk there getting that win. But well, Nanedu Salifu Kasebi or say the coach has brought unity to the team. The boys are now united and want to play for each other. And also he says that he wants the management to support the coach and he thinks that they will succeed.
That is what everybody is looking for. Coach, a new coach comes in, equal opportunity for every player. That is why play your ball more matches score to bench any news, because it's an equal opportunity for every player to show something to the coach that when given the opportunity, he can do something for the club. That is why they change his Bebraba team more. Look at the team that was playing in the first round. Kasim comes in. Now, Linda is starting games. Salim Adam is starting games. Yawaman Kwabe is starting games. And of course, Winnie. So about 4 or 5 change compared to the team that were starting games in the first round. So it tells you coach number equal opportunity for these players to demonstrate what they can do for the House of Folk team.
Of course. And so let's now look at the last 5 away matches that House of Folk have played. They were struggling to win games away from the Accra Sports Stadium, but that has now been put aside as they've won against Nsoatreman at the Nana Kramansa Park there. Good one for them. So House of Folk in some good form. Their last 2 matches have all ended in a win for them. I'm sure they would be in a very confident mood coming up against Ouattara in their next game, which will be played at home. Whether it will be Accra Sports. So the last 5 home matches that Nsoatreman have also played, have seen them lose 2 games and a draw, 2 wins. So visibility which they started the season with is gradually fading away. But as he said, they have to think of the next game. That is what they will be thinking.
Yes, crucial points, and I think I'm happy for House of Folk. So when you look at the first away games from Abona, the last 5, you can see 2 away wins. After the Nsoatreman game, they won against Accra Lions. So 2 out of the 5 away wins for House of Folk. That is a good sign for them, and I think they will improve this particular season in their away performance no matter they put it up. So 2 games in the second round, 6 maximum points is a good sign for House of Folk Football Club. It means continuously. The last game against Bechem United, Martin Kakari came in the second half after Salif Ibrahim missed the penalty. So the last 3 games for House of Folk Football Club, I'm going to pick the maximum 9 points.
Coach, 3 wins out of 3 in the last 5 and actually 2 draws, no defeats. Progress.
This is what House of Folk stands for. Win, 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 win. So if they had their 2 draws, Nations at Abrankese, Olympics at the Baba Sports Stadium, and now 3 straight wins, it sends a signal to the rest of the teams. The House of Folk is not dead, as people are saying, as a conform. They are coming up, and I'm sure it's about how the coach is working and how management is also supporting him. And I believe that it's about teamwork. As Salifu said, I'm sure management are going to support. I won't say I'm sure. Management are going to support him. And because they know what he can do, that's why they brought him on board. He only needs the support. That is why he said the team belongs to the supporters. And it is everywhere. Arsenal belongs to the fans. Manchester City belongs to the fans. Kotoko belongs to the fans. House of Folk belongs to the fans. So they have to go to the stadium and support the team. And I think that playing Bofakwa in their next game at Accra Sports Stadium, the coach have sent a message to the supporters, come and support the team. And I'm sure he will do the job for them.
Of course, and I will do the job for them. Let's look at the next 5 games that both sides will be playing. I know that Heart of Oak will be playing some very interesting games there. I know their next game is against Bofokwa Tano, so let's see the next 5 that they will be playing. Heart of Oak will be coming up against Bofokwa Tano at home. We don't know whether that game will be played at the Accra Sports Stadium or the Baba Yara Stadium, but it is a home game for the Phobians before they travel away to play Dreams FC and they take on Heart of Lions at home. The first leg of that fixture ended goalless before they travel to the Nsoatreman Park to face Samatex, who are on top of the Ghana Premier League table, and then they play Bebieni at home. Coach, very interesting games
I'm
for
not
them.
sure how the folk will play at the Accra Sports Stadium. Since the Africa Games is starting in 2 days' time, House of Folk will not play. Either they play at Abrankesi or the Baba Yara or Sugakope. These are the venues that I'm sure House of Folk, proud to the game they play at Accra Sports Stadium against RTU. House of Folk had wanted to play at Abrankesi, which
okay, Coach,
changed.
I will get back to you, but I'm told that Dr. Nyaho Tamoklu, a former board member of Heart of Folk, is on the line there. Doc, good evening, and thanks for always, picking up our calls and sharing your knowledge with us. You watched the game, you've seen Coach Ouattara and what the boys did. Were you impressed overall?
Oh yes, I was impressed. You can see that there is confidence. The confidence of the boys are coming back. So that there is cohesion. They are now playing as a team. And thirdly, they are now gelling very, very well. And I think that is a great lift for the team.
Okay, now in the past, what do you think was actually wrong with the team, and what has Coach Ouattara brought differently? Salifu talked about unity. That is what is driving the team forward now.
You know, footballers are quite interesting people to handle. Some might be doing their best now so that they catch the eye of the coach, which is one thing I've noticed. Now, I think the coach, with the experience he has, definitely knows exactly what he's doing. Now, if you watch carefully too, he's been able to come out with his first team, if I would say so. You follow me? Team he can rely on. It's not a question of just to coach, to borrow the words of the president of the FA, Matrayama. You know, he's bringing boys, he has confidence in them, and through that, he's trying to put in place, let's say, 14 boys or even 9, if not 10, that he can rely on. And that is a very good sign.
Okay, now how does the club ensure that there is continuity with what the boys have started?
Well, the club has always been working well. In fact, once again, I have to mention Toby Afada's name. You'll be surprised. I personally first wasn't convinced when I read the CV of the coach. You follow me?
Yeah.
And I discussed it with him at length. But later on, the two of us sat down and he explained certain things to me. And I was convinced. So the coach was brought in. And he has proven himself, a very good coach. So we thank God for that.
Now, are we beginning to see the national class players that Togbe, after the majority shareholder, tag these house players with? Because I remember your last annual general meeting, he actually tagged the players he brought in as national class players, but we're not seeing that on the pitch.
No, I think that's your question. Is it which national players are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that Togbe Afede tagged the players at Heart of Folk as national class players, but many fans said they were not seeing that quality, that national class quality on the pitch. Are we beginning to see that?
Oh, definitely. Among them are players who can play, you know, in the Black Stars very easily, very, very easily. Now the point is, when you have a team and the team is not gelling, there is no cohesion, then of course, each and every member of the team is doing his own thing. But now you can see they have direction. There's somebody leading and somebody telling them what to do. Now, we were a goal down, and when they came back from the recess, they quickly, within a minute, equalized. And then you saw the sort of play they put in. They definitely played better than their opponents in the second half.
Yes, they played better than the opponents in the second half. Now, you were saying you're seeing progression, you were seeing cohesion among the hard-to-folk players. That's one thing that is synonymous with teams in Ghana. When results are not good, the hierarchies do not back the manager. Will the hard-to-folk hierarchy back the manager even when the results are not positives?
No, I'm glad you came out with this sort of question. As far as I know, even when I was head of House of Folk years back, House of Folk leadership hardly interferes with the manager of the club. What he did, you follow me. Now, this is a manager who knows exactly what is about. And I don't believe that anyone at all in management, now we don't have a board, apart from Togbe and the managing director, we don't have a board. But I don't believe at the moment anyone at all in management would like to interfere with what the work that the coach is doing at the moment. I don't believe.
Okay. Now, finally, before you go, your next game is against Ouattara. No, any idea where that game will be played? Because the All-African games will be starting soon, and we don't know whether the Accra Sports Stadium will be available for club football.
Well, that I'm not aware of. I don't know where we are going to play, but I can assure you, wherever that particular match takes place, we shall win.
Okay, thanks very much, Doc, for always helping with the Ghana Premier League. You're one person who loves the Ghana Premier League and always ready to share your intellect with us. So that was a former board member of Heart to Folk, Dr. Nsoatreman. He watched the game and he wanted to contribute to the show as he does usually. So that was Doctor talking about the fact that he's delighted with the kind of football they're playing and said that they will not interfere in the coach's work, but has before has win.
Of course, I mean he was disappointed last week when Yao was here and he Yao spoke with him. I mean he was disappointed with the performance of the players. He felt that they could have scored more than or probably by 9 goals against LTU based on the chances that they had. But today he's happy because the team didn't play well in the first half, but he came out very strongly, showed some signs of good football. Got the 2 goals that they are needed. That is the most important 3 points in the game. And they also show some character. And I'm not surprised he's happy about the team. And as he said, they need to build upon it. And of course, wherever House of Folk plays against Ouattara, the fans will be there. And they think that they have a strong team to win. It's about the winning mentality that the coach have put into the boys. And as
okay, so we have just one game to complete match day 9. Because the likes of Samatex, we are being told that the game between Samatex and Nations FC was rained off. There was a heavy downpour at the Nsoatreman Park, so that game will be played tomorrow. I would have to verify for the time that game will be played. Then I communicate to you out there. But Dreams FC Bechim didn't come off Mediama. Started on Friday where Asante Kotoko beat Baby Any Goal Stars by a goal. Hearts of Lions by 2-0. Nsoatreman losing to Heart of Folk. Berkum Chelsea gets a 3-goal scoreline against Karela, and Legon City is drawing goalless with Accra Lions. We'll pick a few calls before we bounce out of the studio. Numbers are on the screens there: 055-846-2088. It's on the line from La Paz with a medium. Heart of Folk Edin Kunim 19. Who is saying?
I think the mentality now players in here are coaching at the moment. Players now the only difference they need is the mentality of the way I move. they are good, but no, they are good. They can do it, and that is what exactly the coach is doing. My little problem is with that I also working on with weight, you know. Till I almost say and let him work on it. Lastly, I think I'll be former board I said still for contract, you know. If I'm money for prayer, they have not done it.
Or they say on that board needs to be empty. Questions be saying no, obey jai until they are done. AGM new near constituting new border, then they can speak to some of these issues.
Yes, but but they did well.
Okay.
I'm playing against Papa. So I want you to call the general manager for Nsoatreman.
Oh, Eric Alagidede. Yeah, try say benyano. Why? Eti. Yeah, try say benyano. Me bala pass say be ho.
All over the place, and of course, as folk didn't talk, they were just quiet. They thought that Ouattara is going to give them Ouattara football, and of course, he definitely.
Hello, sir.
Meet you Elvis, Kasa.
Sir, but what? Hello.
Meet you Elvis.
So, madam,
Coach that about he's also yeah Niniaji or say kwatoko match now tia na Niniaji pa
Say yetia o do be bia we can wanye ni we can the enya dia ye defend obia. We are saying as it is, and before say the way we are analyzing the games, you know, say on tears you understand. We are not perfect though, but at the end of the day, we are doing our best for Ghana football.
Okay, so yeah, come man, it should be Nsoatreman Inan Inan match day 90 of the Ghana Premier League are very yeah. Me sure so watch any be Kotoko Renier has Renier and the likes of Great Olympics.
you mutara michao ni kuna wa kana. Mutara me we say heart na misra me ba mo fa me o mo na mutara me pa o cho mama of the abune ni say has could be for life. Some of us, and I'm saying to that more of but Obi then only your understanding first contributor, at least 60 Ghana or so. But at least 10 to be a more from my it's me more matter with the answer. No, giant almost from here. That's it.
Okay, yes, yeah, that's it. That is Elvis from Nsoatreman talking about the Phobia for Life project has you know or simply for me I sure so Mati and after AGM and a lot of things will happen after the AGM because it's a body in your
So match here after the AGM. No?
And they are winning, so I'm sure they'll take the win through to the AGM. And it's really nice.
And I mean, sure say AGM now see their bed because Hearts are now winning.
You never go to TV.
First, they see the win here, you know, they say Hearts will win games. And so Hearts and Kotoko, it's like that is all that the fans demand, nothing else. Just win for them. And I mean, the support be out here, be out, the better.
It's not about just Hearts. It's our Ghana football. If you are winning, if Blaster had won, the whole nation will be happy. If the Prince, if the Black Queens had qualified, you will be happy. It's about win.
So as a Barras boy there, many Chief Inspector Akwe as a Barras boy there, will say, "Sir, me chow salute." Match the 19 of the Ghana Premier League. Me a sure so training in Abim. Pacho.
Has lead to 1.
I didn't tell you if
Master say, "Who share you now?" Master say, "If you ball, if you check, time do fire, yeah. So that's no money, ball. Master say, "No bono." Yes, no bono. Now, catch you. Papa say, "Miss you, or you perfect." On can say, "When you perfect, and you perfect, when you born."
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Chief Inspector Akwe there actually saying that he tuned off and when Heartful considered. I mean, sure, sir. Or buy a 2-1 or because hey.
Cause a mistake within 2 minutes. Not that big blunder. Of course, you know, be our work, but at the end of the day, I think they came back and they defended very well in the second half.
Of course, it was a good defensive display from Hearts of Oak in the second half. They didn't allow the likes of DU to even have a sniff at goal. And Richard Atta was also very, very composed in the post there. Anything that was thrown at him by Nsoatreman, he made sure that he saved that. So Hearts of Oak winning by 2-1. We are picking a few calls before we bounce out of the studio. Call 055-846-2088 and on the line 055-846-2088. Fred, let's show our dream on match day 19 Koso. Eja Kofi Free the Western region. Eja match day 19 Aberi has the Kunim Kotoko and Sweden Kunim when saying.
Hello.
Eja Mitio. Hello, Eja. Eja Kofi. Eja Kofi Mitio Kasa.
Me pacho gazete Western like ma chef atema me nia ti coach si no che blend play to na. O mu punya ku draw ashama to ku do pra na me da because ma so ku do wa tete achepa na me da coach ni fa pa o da boy pa na me pom pa ye na go for better ni ti actually
yes, yeah, that's Eja Kofi. Na ne do hwa Eja Kofi de ne dream nyina ne say has ebehye Max Okuredu. O say Max Okuredu attitude o match pa. I remember when he was at Legon Cities, Omuni has ball like 4 times. Then Hearts were struggling to even get a goal in that one, but and they almost twice as an Nsoatreman coach.
And it's back to back.
Yeah.
First round and the second round in Yomut match and Nsoatreman. So it's a good sign against a team being coached by Master Knodu. Nyama and more than for House of Folk to do it when he's coaching a team against House of Folk. But for now, 2 wins against Master Knodu's team, and I think it's a good sign for House of Folk Football Club.
Very good sign for House of Folk. Yeah.
Manager for Mr. Monaka has confirmed the time for tomorrow's game as 10 a.m. as Moshaman just brought it. So Monaka, the general manager, has said that.
Okay, so 10 a.m. and as I give the because of Summertex against Nations FC. We are going to say Ima is standing on the line. I want to see another police officer. Hey, police boy, one for Ghana Premier League in there going. I mean, Shabo. Ima Maji night that very here. Then you know what to say.
Okay, we did carry the Asidama. I'm saying the House of Folk getting carry the day. And first half, I'm saying a coach in the car. As a Nsoatreman for take game to us, and my defenders made a little mistakes. And I think going on the break, a bar back, they were very settled, and thank God we got in the win. We my maker is Thomas Tuchel by Chelsea, I say Lampard there, and no man each other in stable. But the moment that Thomas Tuchel by and boys will be really important to our still Chelsea team. The man is another cohesion or teamwork or unity, and that kept Chelsea winning till they won the Champions League. So I think in this coach, we are going to get a lot of wins, and then the joy and the happiness in the House of Folk team is going to come back. Mustafa Michel from Zungu Police Station. Raymond Azungu also Nimupa.
Oh, Ray.
Barras boy, yeah.
Who's I mean, Barras over 26 years. Now, my papa is listening. So, Ray is my big brother.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mommy. Yeah.
Oh, no, sure, Kakra.
Oh, really? Cherry country. I'm on the cherry country. My hand up. I'm in the car. The copy baby book. Yamina G. It's Raymond. I'm a cherry. I'm in Shannon. Okay. So that is Elvis from Kumasi. That will be Bika. Yeah, sorry. So, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And now we Hanum. Omusudi Kunim. On Friday, you were here. You watched that game yesterday. Good for Prosper Natiogum.
And it's good for Kotoko because at the end of the day, they lost to Heart of Lions the first game of the second round of the league, and then they went all the way to pick up the 3 points. Though it wasn't a vintage performance from them, but the most important thing. The Olympics against Heart of Lions was a game that I felt that Lions played. But for me, they were not shooting just at the edge of the box. They wanted to work the ball into the box. And at the end of the day, Olympics had that 2 brilliant goals from Razak Yusuf. And that was great. And this is what we are watching. That's the Kotoko goal. And that is from Peter Amidou Aqua. And that was a brilliant goal from a young chap like Peter Amidou Aqua.
Peter Amidou Aqua doing great for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yanko Jeso na yene Sami Enkasa. Sami match day 19 Kotoko di kunim has di kunim ni na won se.
Enyumre de ni ade papa. Enyumre de ni ade because beginning de na man koyi ba na de na de.
Ade ni ade.
Eda mo se nyame siramu.
Ade. I'm saying Nkaye. That's a few minutes now. Yeah, sorry. Independence Day, ba. Said match.
But there's going to be a friendly match in the Baby dance bar. Dance
park.
Yeah. That's Baby Gold Stars and then Bekum Chelsea. You know, in the second round of the league, first game was between Gold Stars and Bekum Chelsea, and then Gold Stars won. Chelsea went home to beat Karela by 3 goals this afternoon. But they are going back to play a friendly in the Independence match.
Okay.
A special match at Babieni on Wednesday.
Okay. Now, Coach, remember, so Yanko, the fire last caller, Fabian from Seshi. And so, Seshi for Yachiamunina. Fabian, match day 19 Olympics we need Kotoko, we need Haas, and so, and what we need, owning in saying.
Haas, people has for Abaso. Has a Korean a cover 2-1. Difference room Kotoko elbow home. Now, the back also how many has in paying for. Yeah, best coach no moment at least by 3 years MIA. So even this season cry and as we expected that. Man in trouble best at the team no. Certain of the coaches no MY on the best paying for no. Me more match no hana. What is the reason here? Match is in the go. My fancy I know some.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That is from Seshi. And then closing remarks, Coach. What's a match be because of dance park?
Yes. Yeah, baby, any Gold Stars and Bekum Chelsea. Independence Day.
Okay.
But a big game. Bekum Chelsea is on Tiasia. They don't understand why they lost that game by 3-1 after taking the lead from Meshach Efriye against Baby Gold Stars. But it's an independent game. It's a friendly match, but almost they prepare to play in the course of the year. But because Independence Day, Ghana's Independence Day, almost you should that opportunity to play that friendly match. A big game, and I'm sure everybody in and around Baby will be there. Bekum Chelsea with strong point by beating their friends and Karela United. It's on Wednesday. Baby.
And finally, before we go,
Independence Day is their biggest day there. And the reporter met and said, Mr. Kusiedu, so a penny Baby any Gold Stars no. A day be on the Baby any Gold Stars players they are using that particular game to celebrate the day. Yeah, cast a Krubia and I almost celebrate it. When you go to Kweu, the Easter is special to them. It be enjoy almost special festival. But when you talk of Baby any Chrono, everything about them is the 6 months. So me also on the Wednesday, no, that particular 6 months will be a special day in Baby any. So greetings to Mr. Kusiedu.
Okay, so greetings to Mr. Kwesiedu, the CEO of Ebieni Gold Stars. Yeah,
it's the second half of the league table.
Yeah, the second half of the table.
We had the first half, and then let's have the second half.
The second half of the table, of the league table. Yes, there's something significant happening there. Messages are coming. Yeah, there's something significant happening in the bottom half, where the likes of Heart of Lions are there. No. As a whole, changes no, but me say changes no.
RTU is down there,
yeah,
and then Heart of Lions and the other things. I'm sure the director will bring it over for us to see what is really happening out there.
Of course, so we'll get to see all that one there. The second half of the table looks a bit bleak there. So this is the second half of the table, coach. The first half of the table where Samatex are leading the pack. They would play their game tomorrow. It has been rescheduled, their game against the Chiefs FC because of a heavy downpour at the Nsoatreman Park. As second, but the second coach. Mediama are 10th. They have 2 games in hand to play until Omoda 10th. Legon Cities are 11th with 25 points. Dreams FC also have 2 games in hand. They have 22 points and are 12. Baby Any Gold Stars are 13th. Now they have 21 points. Accra Lions are 14th. They have a game in hand and they have 21 points. Karela, they lie precariously above the relegation zone, 15th with 20 points. And the last 3 teams on the table are Heart of Lions, who are 16th with 18 points. Bofua Tano are 17th with 18 points. And a Real Tamale United are 18th with 17 points. It is our table at here. Coach, 82nd half of the table and said BBI okay.
It is fantastic. I mean, I think that the points build up, the points differences, the teams will go back and then come the weekend after the 6 match celebrations. We will get to know the next weekend matches that will be coming on.
Okay, so I know any the Accra Kugu any the base sorry. So happy independence to all Ghanaians. It's a significant day on Wednesday. Now baby any also yebeka ko pie ho na yina ko hwe de ko Allah for Ghana football e de echi sa Mr. Of course. Mr. Kwesiedu, the CEO of Baby Any Gold Stars. Ose Wednesday. Ose mama baby any a wona me nkasa biem. Me nkoda me ose me no mra ose fa me bra na me behwe Baby Any Gold Stars playing against Bekum Chelsea. It would be a very good game. Thanks to Coach Ebenezer Sefa and thanks to Nanedu for always being here, and thanks to you at home for always choosing Star Times. Yes, say Star Times there. Mo dia ye no mo na ye ntini area games via ye phone lines. Na mo so mo de aba no officer ye ba e de mamo. Ghana Premier League will continue match day 20 ye de any bet and also next week. My name is Mutala Yakubu. They give me a follow on Twitter at Mutala Yakubu 10 and let's get interactive. Na yenka the ohobia. Nyame sure on your case. Till we meet again. It's all bye bye.